Hello everyone, my name is Jimshahan and I am going to tell you about the poem Hawk Roasting by Ted Hughes. First of all, I will tell you about the author introduction, then introduction of the poem, summary, structure, poetic devices, symbolism and style, and then theme. My first point is related to author's introduction. Ted Hughes was an English poet, translator, and children's writer, and he was born on 17th August 1930. And if we talk about his major work, then his most famous poems are The Hawk in the Rain, Crow, The Thought Box, and The Hawk Roasting. And he often uses the theme of nature in many of his poems and tries to highlight the different aspects of society through the presentation of nature as a metaphor. He died on 28 October 1998. Then, introduction of the poem. Particularly in his early poetry, he liked to use nature to symbolize the plight of the man. But in this poem, we can easily compare the hawk to a human being as the most powerful and resourceful being on the planet. And if we talk about this poem, then the poem is an expression of a bird, hawk, which is sitting on a tree and meditating about its power of destruction, its ability to suppress change, and its conceited arrogance and superiority. But since there is a clear projection of human attributes to the bird, we can easily see that the poem is an implicit satire on a tyrant that the bird represents. In this poem, the hawk describes how it likes to kill its prey in a violent way. Then, as a whole, the poem is a metaphor for the behavior of political leaders and people in general. In first stanza, the hawk seems to be deep in meditation and he doesn't feel threatened by anything in the world, and therefore he can easily close his eyes and not worry about his surroundings. He is in a tree where he can easily look down on the forest, and he also emphasizes his dangerous and sharp beak and claws. In second stanza, he tells us how easy and convenient his life is. Everything in nature has been made for the sake of his pleasure and ease, and how much nature has given him. This stanza reflects the superiority of the hawk. In third stanza, the hawk is telling about his perfection, and he explained that it took creation, probably capitalized here in order to represent God. He claims that he himself is God, more powerful than any being on both earth and heaven. In fourth stanza, he says that he can do whatever he pleases, he can kill wherever he pleases because all the world belongs to him, and he also can prove his power by tearing off the heads of his victims. In this stanza, the hawk is so godlike that he says that he chooses who lives and dies. There are no arguments necessary because he is all powerful. And finally, he claims that the world has not changed since he was created, and it has been perfect and permanent. Then, structure. This poem is a dramatic monologue and is told from the point of view of a hawk. It's a free-verse poem of 6 stanzas, and each stanza contains 4 lines. There is no set rhyme scheme, and meter varies from line to line. The hawk serves as the speaker of this poem, and his tone is confident and arrogant. The poem has been written entirely in the present tense, which represents that the hawk has always been and will always be at the top of the food chain. The poem is also composed in the first person narrative, such as I, my, me, and mine. Then, poetic devices. The poet has used literal devices to bring richness and clarity in the text, such as metaphor and personification. The poem as a whole is a metaphor for the behavior of political leaders or people in general. And an example of personification would be, Earth faces upward for my inspection, which means that the earth is looking up at hawks for approval, and the earth is inferior to the hawk. Then the repetition of words such as hooked head and hooked feet reminds us of the hawk violent weapons. Then the symbolism and satire. It could be said that the bird is a symbol of human evils of arrogance, destructiveness, conceited and egoistical attitude, obsession of power and tyranny. In shortly, the hawk is a symbol of inhumanity. There is a clear projection of human attributes to the bird that we can say that the poem is a satire on a tyrant that the bird represents. Moreover, it is the symbol of cruel forces of nature, and it is also the symbol of powerful, ruthless, and deadly forces and humanity. It is a symbol of cruel tyrants of the world who know nothing except perfect control and kill. And the significance of the poem lies in its relation to the human world. Then the themes. My manners are tearing off heads. I can kill where I please. In these lines we can see the theme of violence, death and cruelty. I took the whole creation to produce my food, my each feeder. Now I hold creation in my foot. In these lines we can see and we can find out the theme of pride, arrogance and natural law. Thank you and goodbye.